As a parent, I would do everything I could do to keep my own children safe. And in the role of superintendent, it's that much greater responsibilities.
Like so many school administrators in America, Scott McCartney's greatest fear is a shooter on his campus.
I can remember having to talk with my staff about Columbine, now having to have this conversation about just the unthinkable, the unimaginable in schools.
Today, McCartney opened up his school to let us see what he hopes is a solution against the intractable problem that spanned decades. His district has partnered with a company called Zero Eyes that uses artificial intelligence in conjunction with expert analysts to scan school security cameras for anyone carrying a gun. A warning, what you're about to see is a demonstration. This is a fake gunman brandishing his weapon. And here's what he looks like from the security cameras.
Dispatching alerts at Ocean City High School.
Within moments, the AI detects the guns and sends a screenshot back to Zero Eyes headquarters in Pennsylvania, where a team of former law enforcement and veterans are staffed 24/7, 365 days a year, ready to confirm whether or not a threat is real.
True positive at Ocean City High School.
Dispatch alert, call point of contact.
Calling point of contact for Ocean City High School. Hello, this is Zero Eyes, verifying you have received the alert. Copy, local law enforcement is also en route.
In total, this alert, from the AI detection to contacting local law enforcement, takes less than 30 seconds, according to Zero Eyes. And all the while, the AI keeps sending back updated screenshots of where the shooter is moving. But this demonstration, a reality for too many. There have been over 385 shootings in schools since 1999, and in this calendar year, 28 already. It's become America's recurring tragedy.
Perhaps now America would wake up to the dimensions of this challenge.
It's impossible to make sense of such violence and suffering.
The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
No child, no teacher should ever be in danger in an American school.
The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong.
With decades of failed attempts at gun reform, some are desperate for alternate solutions.
After the Parkland school shooting, my oldest daughter had to go through her first active shooter drill. And she came home upset. And I was like, what's wrong? She was like, are they going to come shoot my school like these other ones?
Michael Lev is a father, veteran, and the CEO and co-founder of Zero Eyes, the company McCartney is using in his school district.
15 times more people die from gun violence in a given year than they do from fires in a building. But every building you walk into is going to have a smoke detector fire suppression system. It's only a matter of time. We're going to have proactive solutions out there for active shooters, mass shootings, gun violence.
Lev says it's the expertly trained eyes of his staff that are the key to interpreting what the AI spots, taking into account open carry laws.
We don't want our clients to receive false alarms. And so once they verify that and it's a real gun, they hit dispatch, it goes to our client, it goes to the mobile app and desktop notification and puts it on a map. We're looking for that person that's sitting out in the parking lot or in the stairwell messing with the gun and the bad actor.
The company says it will notify a client if a security camera is down, and it's never sent a false positive.
And it's actually just about the artificial intelligence detecting what appears to look like or be in the shape of a weapon.
Focus on the objects. You know, we're not collecting biometric data on people. We're not collecting faces or names or anything like that. It's just looking for an object, looking for a gun.
Lev and his co-founders, who are mostly all former Navy SEALs, founded Zero Eyes in 2018. They say they're now working with hundreds of schools.
So this looks like a massive green screen. That's exactly what it is.
Zero Eyes built this green screen lab to train their AI. It has hundreds of security cameras from different manufacturers with varying angles.
So we could change the backgrounds and then we could bring in a variety of different guns, make it very easy so we could create more and more data, which is very important.
They also have an armory of fake guns to help refine what the AI can detect.
So if you look, there's a ton of different pistols, a ton of different rifles, even white-colored pistols, blue-colored pistols.
But Lev does say Zero Eyes should just be one layer of security, that their goal is to buy time for the first responders and people on the ground.
We're not the magic cure-all for this. You have to have good security and layers.
In addition to schools, Zero Eyes is now being used by hundreds of clients in more than 35 states, including local and federal governments, as well as tourist destinations like Chicago's Navy Pier.
So obviously we're a big public space. We bring, up to 9 million people a year.
Brian Murphy is the chief operating officer of the Navy Pier. He's also a former chief in the Chicago Police Department. Navy Pier is massive. It's 50 acres and includes over 70 small businesses as well.
But a human can't simply watch cameras as many as we have. We have 498 cameras on this space.
Zero Eyes has been in place here for almost a year. It has not yet received a lethal detection, but the system has caught non-lethal detections that were flagged to Murphy's team for awareness.
It was Memorial Weekend. We had a lot of law enforcement here on the pier just helping us through the weekend. As one of the officers was preparing, taking out their weapon from the trunk, 2 different cameras within that space captured that image, drew that red box around it, immediately sent it to their operations center. They quickly determined that it looks like a Chicago police officer and sent it back to us as a non-lethal law enforcement detection.
In another instance, there was an on-duty Coast Guard officer detected as a non-lethal threat. And another, when an off-duty officer was putting on his gun belt at night.
I'd say so far this year, we've probably had 20 indications. All of them have been either non-lethal or law enforcement, which is a good thing. But at least we know it's working, right? It's not just sitting passive. It's telling us what it's spotting, and we're confirming that here on location.
But even with Zero Eyes human confirmation, there are growing concerns about using artificial intelligence in public and school settings.
If it works right, it can help save lives. If it doesn't work right, it could actually be a distraction to response efforts, and that can be more lives lost.
The ACLU has criticized AI technology generally for programming racial biases into systems, especially with facial recognition.
Artificial intelligence is only as good as the data that is used to teach the machine about a specific topic. So if the data coming into the computer that's using artificial intelligence is flawed or incomplete, the judgments and the analysis created by the computer will be flawed or incomplete as well.
Taxpayers are often footing the bill for AI gun detection technologies through government budgets, but there's relatively little data on how well they work. Zero Eyes says it complies and has been certified by the Department of Homeland Security's Safety Act. But in general, there's little regulation of the burgeoning market. The FTC warning AI companies to keep the performance claims in check.
It's important for the public to know that in terms of mass shootings, we've actually seen a rise.
Otis Johnson Jr. is the executive director at the Johns Hopkins Center for Safe and Healthy Schools.
A question of Zero Eyes being a solution, I think, is, again, contingent on how you define solution. If you think it's prevention, no. But if you think it is something that can reduce the severity of a crisis, definitely.
For Professor Johnson, there's really only one solution to America's mass shooting problem.
Comprehensive gun safety policy. I don't think there's a replacement for that.
The only time our operation centers are seeing anything off the camera is when it thinks it sees a gun and it spits out that one keyframe image from that. And then we don't store on that. We don't record the videos or keep the videos, which is very important.
Do you have numbers on any instances of active shootings actually being stopped?
It hasn't been that nefarious actor that's sitting out in the school parking lot with their manifesto and, waiting to cause harm. We haven't stopped that person yet.
I don't think anybody should question or be fearful of an artificial intelligence program that's going to identify an immediate, imminent threat of someone being shot or killed. You can't put a price tag on saving a life.
Jay Prettyman is the police chief in Ocean City. He says he was attracted to Zero Eyes' promise to reduce law enforcement's response time. He even asked the city council to adopt the technology at the Ocean City Boardwalk too, because he thinks it will help clarify information from 911 calls.
It takes us close to 3 minutes before our call takers feel that they have enough information to confidently dispatch the police units into a danger zone. What Zero Eyes presents is a shortening or a collapsing of that time period.
For Prettyman, it's personal. He was fired on and lost 2 officers to an active shooter early in his career.
The suspect was shooting at us with an AK-47. Certainly worst day of my career, watching friends of mine die. But it helped me understand that complacency kills. And you can't stop evil. You know, you have to do the best you can to prevent where it's going to happen and be prepared to respond once it does.